Uh, all right. So we have a very special wellness check today. It's for some people, it's going to be available in video form. Other people are just going to see it as a regular podcast. But today's guest really needs no introduction. It's Chug-Chug the Comeback Clown, the Heckler's official, unofficial mascot. Chug-Chug, good to see you, man. How are you doing?
I've been okay, man. I'm been quarantined, getting used to that stuff. You know, I've been doing it since like 2010, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, we unfortunately haven't seen much of you lately. You used to help us hand out papers around Wrigley Field. We stopped doing that when we stopped printing a hard copy edition, which was a while ago now, as you mentioned. So I'm sorry we furloughed you before it was cool.
Hey, that's all right, man. It's okay. I did it for a while there. I tried to go electronic and tell everybody, hey, catch your copy of the Heckler. It's right here on your phone. And I would hold out my phone like this, and I would show them, hey, it's the Heckler, it's the Heckler. But then the problem with that was people ran off with my phones.
So you don't.
I ended up with a lot more phone. I ended up getting a lot more phone.
Yeah, a lot of shifty people around Wrigley Field these days, unfortunately. So how have you been spending your time during the quarantine? Where are you right now? That looks like a fun man cave you've got going on there.
Yes, this is Chug-Chug HQ, where the quarantine happens. We've got plenty of supplies here. These are the empties. These are the fulls. We're set to go.
And that's just
we've been.
Yeah, so we're taping this. It's about noon on a Saturday. Are those all from pre-show prep? Those 3 empties?
This is all pre-show stuff. Like I said, it's 120 somewhere. Okay.
Right. And I noticed you're wearing a Cubs jersey. Which Cub do you have on the back of your jersey?
Well, but of course, I mean, we went with Slam and Sammy, my friend.
Slam and Sammy.
We're going old school.
Is he your favorite Cub of all time?
What's that?
Is he your favorite Cub of all time?
Well, you know what? It's a tie between Sammy. Hack Wilson was kind of shaped a lot like the clown himself, so I kind of want to lean towards him a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Barrel-chested, if you will.
Barrel-chested. You are a throwback to the good old days. So this does make me feel somewhat reminiscent when we had the half-hour comedy spectacular on cable access. This is just the first call-ins. Yeah, this is just the first one of these we're going to be doing. I depending on how long the quarantine lasts, we can do them as often as your schedule allows, and maybe we'll start taking viewer phone calls, that sort of stuff. There we
go. Let me go ahead and check my schedule. Yeah, it looks like I'm good. Anytime you want to call, Brad, just give me a call, okay?
You're clear. Yeah. So did you? Got it clear. So were you able to apply for any of the Small Business Administration assistance during this troubled time?
Well, I had a hard time with the dispensary paperwork, and that didn't work out well. So I just figured I'd go ahead and pass on that stuff too. Maybe let Prisker kind of take care of it. But
Sure. So you've been in the dispensary business.
Well, mostly after I was done dispensing Hecklers, there was nothing else to do, and I tried to stand on the corner and tell them, "Hey, everybody!"
Yeah, you had dispensing. You did have previous dispensing experience.
Yes.
So, have you kept in touch with anybody from back in the day?
Oh, let's see. Cub lot Tony. Tony used to run the players lot over there. Tony.
You do talk to Tony?
I had talked to Tony. It was pretty good to see him. He's still in the funeral business. People are dying to see him, so that's good to see. Over there, I think her name was Angel. Angel in the outfield there. She was the one of the ushers for the bleachers.
Yeah.
Last time I talked to her, she was getting ready to move out of the great state of Illinois.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
When did you talk to Angel?
Oh, man, that was probably about, let's see, I went to go see my parole officer. That was
What do you have a parole officer for?
We keep in touch. We keep in touch.
What'd you get in trouble for?
Just the service of the state. You know, I'm always here for good deeds. You know.
What'd you get in trouble for? Was it a matter of the heart?
Right?
Was it a?
This counts as service hours, right? Yeah.
Was it a crime of passion? What happened?
But it was the dispensary paperwork. You know, I just not getting that together yet. I'm trying to figure all that out. It's getting crazy.
What did your parole officer have to do with your dispensary paperwork?
Well, because there may have been some dispensing before it was dispensable.
I didn't know that you were dealing anything other than Heckler papers. I didn't know.
Well, yeah, it was just mostly the Heckler papers, and then
mostly
after I was mostly read it, don't smoke it.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that it was just parole and that it wasn't. You didn't do hard time, because I'm assuming a man, despite your generous build, would maybe not do so well in the clink. In
the old Cubby jail there, the blue bars. Yeah.
Yeah, you're such a diehard Cub fan that you would even go to Cubby jail.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'm a delicate flower here, Brad.
We know that. How are you feeling about the 2020 Cubs before the quarantine hit?
You know what? They were looking tough. Pitching is the biggest thing. As long as we can get some decent pitching going, we're okay as far as that. You know, they dropped that big game last night against who did they play? Oh, it was the Marlins last night. Played the Marlins last night. They dropped that one at the Marlins.
Oh, last night that was. Where did you watch that?
What? Well, they played last night, right? I watched it. They're playing.
Yeah, man. Whatever you need to tell yourself.
What?
Whatever you need to tell yourself. If you feel like they're playing, if that's the world you need to be living in right now, that's, you got to get by however you can.
This is the year. I'm getting another one of these here. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, one of my biggest regrets is that I did not get to spend the World Series Game 7 in 2016 with you. I unfortunately had to go to the game. With my spouse.
Brutal.
I know.
It was brutal.
Where did you watch the game in 2020?
Right here.
Here
was where I was watching it the whole entire time.
In your bunker?
My fingernails are finally recovering from that.
Yeah, were you in the bunker?
Yes, exactly.
What are you in right now? A bunker? Where is it? Are you like under the lane?
This is Chug-Chug HQ, my friend.
Are you under the lane?
Just down the street from the discount den and the Wiener Circle over there on the side. Yeah.
That's prime. Prime real
estate.
By
the dig and save. Right next. We're right behind the dig and save. You know where they charge you for a pound? They charge you per pound.
Weren't you working on a bunker that was going to be beneath Lane Tech High School, the football field?
Yes, because of the movie Wildcats. It was all because of Wildcats. If Goldie Hawn ever comes back, I'm ready.
Goldie Hawn, man. She had it going on. She still does. So, all right. So what are your plans for the future? Everything's kind of up in the air right now. How are you planning to continue weathering the quarantine?
I'm going to single-handedly keep Old Style brewing.
You
That's
broke
my
up there
job right there.
You broke up there for a second. I'm a little concerned about the internet connection in your bunker. You said you're going to single-handedly do what with Old Style?
Single-handedly keep Old Style in business.
All right.
That is my job, my friend.
Yeah, that's a good job. I think you should, if they open back up the those Small Business Administration loans, I think you should apply for that, because you are supporting an American institution right now.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're fully croissant.
Fully croissant, and that's how the clown stays, my friend. Fully croissant.
So, let's say for future episodes, for future wellness checks here, we're able to connect with, some people from Heckler past. Who would you like to prioritize on the guest list?
The ghosts of Heckler past who would come and haunt us.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's some good writers. We had some good writers.
We did.
Oh man.
You mentioned Jen when we were doing
Crazy Jen would be fun.
Yeah.
Fun trip. I heard she skipped down though.
Yeah, she's in Cleveland now. But when we were doing our 5-hour prep for this call earlier, the pre-production meeting, that was a bear. We put in so much preparation for this thing, but yeah. So we like, we
prep as much as we can.
What's that?
We prep as much as we can.
Yeah, man. What? 12 ounces at a time.
That's right.
So Jen, we'll try to connect with her. We'll see.
What about Rob? How about Rob?
Loco Rob.
Loco Rob.
We're Facebook friends. You probably are with him too. He posts. He's a very talented piano player. He'll occasionally post some piano work that he's doing.
Well, what is this Facebook you speak of?
You're on Facebook. I know you got a creeper account.
Again, something my parole officer said we shouldn't discuss.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that part of your parole was about staying off of social media. Right. Okay, we won't talk about that then.
That's right.
We could probably I bet we could get like Drew.
Yes.
Yeah, and we could probably get George. He's probably available.
Oh, George.
I did a wellness check podcast with him a week or so ago. So I know he's around and available. We'll see if we can get him. We could probably get Joe Malinicki. Remember him?
Southside Joe?
Southside Joe. We could probably get him.
Southside Joe.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of others, man.
There were so many great writers back then.
Yeah, those were fun. Those were fun days. I bet we could try to get Rick Tellender. He was your buddy.
Big Rick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
would get the Del Crustaceans to do our theme song. They could be our house band.
That would be an amazing house band. 1 second. I'm gonna grab a blast from the past for you. 1 second.
Hit it. Let's go. I'll go ahead and grab a blast right now.
You remember this?
Look at that right there.
Yeah, we were in the Sun Times. That was your that was when your first foray. You look very, I don't think you've aged a minute. Your beard has gotten a little more robust.
Well, that's my COVID beard.
Yeah. You haven't aged. Me, on the other hand, I have aged. And then Rick right here, he basically looks the same.
Rick always looks the same. The man looks good.
But yeah, this is from July 9th, 2004. We were featured in Rick's column in the Sun Times, and that put you on the map in particular. I remember you had a lot more people stopping you around Wrigley Field back then. Some of them wanted you to autograph their copy. Others wanted you to autograph their body parts.
This is true.
You've signed more than a few cleavages in your day.
I've autographed a lot of feet in my day. Yes, feet.
Well, I remember you autographing a few boobs. You probably won't want to tell Mrs. Chug-Chug
I don't know
about
about that one. That's really good. Get back in the house. What are you doing? Go back upstairs.
Does Mrs. Chug-Chug fully support Chug-Chug in all of his endeavors?
But of course, as always.
That's love, man. That's true love.
What's that?
That's true love.
I tell you, that's what it is, my friend.
How could she resist? It's really just a matter of like.
I mean, when you're a fine piece of man meat like this, there's,
Right.
That's exactly it. I'm hoping for meatloaf tonight.
I'm sorry?
Hoping for some meatloaf tonight.
Is that a euphemism, or are you actually hoping to be served meatloaf?
No,
dinner?
Meatloaf. We're married with kids, man. That's what meatloaf, like something to eat.
You've got little Chug-Chugs running around the house.
There's a few there. I'll show you a couple pictures of kids from back in the happier days when we were running around at Wrigley Field and stuff. So I'll send you those. Those are some great pictures.
I would love to see those. I'd love to see those.
There you go.
Cool, man. Well, so the one thing I've been asking guests on these wellness checks is what they would sacrifice in order for the quarantine to come to a quick and responsible end. So what would you sacrifice in order to have the pandemic, lifted and to be able to go out and about again, and most importantly, be able to go to Cubs games?
Wow. That's a tough one.
I know. That's what everybody says. It's a tough question.
Yeah. You know what? You could take the kids.
Whoa! You would sacrifice the little chug.
Take it away from the kids, please. I died.
The little chuggers, both of them.
Take them all. There you go. Perfect. No, let's do. Boy, I'm gonna have to say my bleacher seat.
Whoa.
Yep.
That's pretty heavy, man.
That is, but just to get us in the door. If that gets us back on the field, I'll be more than happy.
So where would you watch games from then? The home dugout?
Right here. Hello.
You'll stay in the compound.
That's right. The Chug-Chug HQ right here, my friend.
So even if you're able to go outside, you would still not go outside. That's what you would sacrifice. You wouldn't go to Cubs games. You would just continue watching them from. It does look like a pretty comfortable lair.
This is. I got everything I need here. Old style. I got little chuggers there. I got some light. I'm good to go.
I like it. Good to hear.
Yes. Yes.
Cool, man. Well, let's talk to you. Let me talk to your agent and see if we can line something up to make this a regular thing. All right.
When you see him, ask Ronnie Woo Woo if he's got those checks he's got for me. He's been holding these checks for like 5 years now. So
Woo Woo is your agent?
Well, he might be.
I didn't know you had a change in representation.
Yes. After the whole dispensary thing.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo about that. I just thought your agent was just some regular dude. I didn't know it was Ronnie Woo Woo.
Yes.
I did talk to him.
Trying not to advertise that too much, but
right.
It was after we traded for him in the Heckler when the Cubs traded for Ronnie Woo Woo and we got Woo Woo. Then I was like, "Hey, do you want to be my agent?" He was like, "Absolutely, woo, absolutely, woo, absolutely."
I actually talked to him at the Cubs convention this year. He asked about you, but he does not have the fortitude, the vocal fortitude he once did. His pipes are starting to wear down a little bit. So it's good. It's good that he's got into representation of other cottage stars.
We can't all do this like this forever, my friend.
Right.
The dream has to end sometime. Then we got to decide what we're going to do after that.
The clock is always ticking on greatness.
This is true, my friend.
Well, man, it's been a real pleasure to reconnect. Please give my best to Mrs. Chug-Chug and the little chuggers, how many of them there are. We appreciate it, man. It's
the
good
ones that I know of, or
yeah. Hey, as long as they don't come out of the woodwork until they're over 18, you're good.
That's right.
Right.
Yes. Good deal, my friend. Say hi to everybody over there at Heckler HQ for me.
I will. We're gonna work on another episode of this, and we'll try to get some special guests.
Yes, sounds like a game plan to me. Right now, I'm gonna go back to my side job to make a little money for beer. So if you know anybody who needs their windshields cleaned as they get off the expressway, just let me know. I'll stay 6 feet away. We can have this done, my friend.
I appreciate that you had that on the ready. We got to get you an extension on there so you can stay 6 feet away.
6 feet away, but in the meantime, I'm just staying home.
Excuse me.
Wow, that was a good one.
Yeah, and you had home plate there too. That's good. We got you a 6 foot extension on that squeegee, though.
They're not using it at Wrigley. I figured I'd just take it.
Oh, that's Wrigley Field's home plate.
Well, of course. I mean, I'll give it back when they start.
Oh, man. Whenever that might be. Well, Chug-Chug, I greatly appreciate your time, and I'm glad to see that you're still, stocked up on old style and sticking to your game. That's good news.
Next year is here soon, my friend. Next year is here soon.
I hope so. Or even last year is here soon, assuming that it happens before next year.
Great Scott, Marty.
All right, man. It's a pleasure.
Good deal, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go, Cubs. Emus Catuli. Right field sucks. Right field sucks.